Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
No, let me finish.
Welcome to Let Me Finish, the weekly podcast where we discuss what the hell's going on in pop culture, current events, and everything else in between.
We are your hosts. I'm Janice.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Jillian. Grab a glass of wine and let's get started.
Welcome back. Let me finish. This is episode 17. Can y'all believe it?
Yay!
We
I'm
made
excited.
it.
Yeah.
Well, today I'm your moderator. This is Stacy, and we have
Janice.
And Jillian.
All right, guys. How was y'all's week?
It was good. What did I do? It was mostly work. And then,
Every week, right?
yeah, every week. And I'm still waiting for my sugar daddy to come and rescue me, but this week
Girl.
I was working. And then Saturday was a really chill. I got to watch 2 movies. I got to watch Missing with Nia Long.
I watched that.
So I liked it, and the twist at the end was, I loved it. And then also, I'm a huge the Scream franchise. I'm a huge fan of that. So I watched Scream 6. Really like that one also.
I need to watch 5 and 6. I still haven't watched either one.
Oh my gosh, Janice, hurry up.
And I love them, so I need to.
Yeah. So that was great. And what did I do? I also finished the most recent season of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. So it was a nice little chill. Yeah.
I hear the Star Wars universe is getting a lot bigger, and with like, because there's this girl that I like, Amandla Stein something. She was Rue in Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Well, apparently she's in one of the Star Wars stories coming out.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't watch. There's if you're on Disney Plus,
I
there's
just
a lot
happened
of
to see.
Star Wars properties on there. Like I said, I watched the original movies plus all the extra ones. The movies I definitely watch, but as far as the TV shows, I only watch The Mandalorian because Pedro Pascal is in that one, so I had to watch it and support. So
Everybody loves Pedro.
yeah,
He's okay.
yeah. But most of the movie. Most of the show, he never ever really shows his face. He always has a helmet on. So, but I liked it. It was a really good show. So,
Okay. What did you do, Janice?
So work, right? And then it was one of my best friend's birthdays, Malik.
oh yeah, I saw the
yeah, y'all
picture.
know
Belated
Malik.
birthday, Malik.
Yeah, his birthday was on Thursday, so we went out for happy hour after work. But I was trying to stay good because I want to make sure I'm good on Friday at work. So then I did that, and then and then Friday night, Lakin came over and we did like a best friend night. So that was fun.
That's sweet. Yeah.
So we just like watched our show Summer House, drank wine, took shots, and we just chilled. And then Saturday I got up and I was in bed for quite a while because of Friday night, and then I got up and took Mom. Our mom is still, she's here visiting. So I got up and took her shopping because she's a shopaholic.
Oh, Lord, that must have been fun.
She's a shopaholic.
It's a lot.
She's just store.
I think I like to shop, but I just can't. I mean,
I can't keep up
she
with
can
her.
outshop me any day. I just could not do that. That's
And because if I go shopping, I go for something specific. Like I'll say, oh, I really want to get a new jean jacket, or I really need some cute new flats or something like that. Mommy's just like, I just want to go to the store and look.
yeah. I have my specific stores too. Like only a couple of stores and I'm done. But with Aunt Jennifer, she could be there every
could be
store,
there all day.
every store.
Yeah, she could.
Like, do you even like this store? No, but let's go look.
There was this store. It's so funny because we were in Stonebriar, and I haven't been in Stonebriar in forever. And we were like across the way at Victoria's Secret, and then Banana Republic. Banana Republic is her store.
Yeah.
And then across the way is like something starting with an A, something new. And she's like, "What is that?"
Oh, Anthropology.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not Anthropology. It was like a clothing store I've never heard of it. And I was like, I don't know, Mom. She's like,
Altered State.
Do you want to go in?
I think there's an Altered State in there now.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's probably that.
But I know it was across the way from Banana Republic.
Yeah.
And I was like, what, do you want to go in there now too? Let's
Yeah.
go. Come on.
Yeah.
Girl, like, you don't know what. Okay, Mom. So yeah, I did that. And then that's pretty much it. And then tonight he's having like a big birthday celebration downtown. So I'll probably go out to that.
Oh,
Nice.
that's nice.
I didn't do much. No work for me. I'm still unemployed.
You don't have a job.
No. For y'all that don't know, I got laid off like last month. So I'm just taking a break. Just
You
Yeah.
know in Bridesmaids where she's like, you don't have a husband.
Yeah.
You don't have a job.
I don't have a job. So I'm just taking a little break right now, just chilling.
Well, how's the house? Like,
It's coming along.
coming along?
Coming along great. Just a lot of the furniture came in, so we're just trying to furnish it. It's going to take a long time because
It is. Oh, by the way, I was on Amazon and we were talking about that gallery wall that you maybe wanted to do.
Yeah.
I saw some really cool frames that you can use for that. And you guys can do, I think like 8x8 pictures. So if you guys want to do
I'm going to do black and
like-
white photos.
like family photos or
Yeah.
like,
Just family, yeah.
yeah. So if you guys do a photo shoot and get that done, I'll show you whenever we're done.
But I'm
here.
honestly in no rush. What I'm trying to do now is get the big furniture items in,
Mm-hmm.
just get the rooms furnished. But as far as decorating and all that, I'm just going to take my time because I change my mind a lot. Like what I don't want to do is just like rush and do everything. And then 6 months from now, I'm like,
I wanna redo it.
I don't like this. I want to redo it. And I'm like, so I'm just taking my time and making sure whatever I get is what I really, really want.
Yeah. So I think the best thing is, and that's why I love Pinterest, because you can create a folder specifically. Okay, this is the idea or the look I want to have for my living room or kitchen or boom, 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 whatever. And you can pull ideas from there and go from there. Because it's nice to just kind of put your ideas all in one place and then figure out, okay, what look am I going for, and go from there.
Yeah.
I think that's
So-
the hard part.
I think the hard part for me, honestly, though, so I already know like how I want things to look. Like I have a certain taste, certain style. And for me, I have no problems getting like the big furniture pieces, like the statement piece. Like I know what I want. What I struggle with is like the little things like like accessories or like
to me,
Oh, yeah.
for you, like your house, you have that big wall, like
Yes.
that big open where the TV is, and then you
Yes.
have all those shelves.
Shelves, those floating
it's like
shelves.
that would take me forever.
That's what I struggle with,
to
like-
actually fill in
That-
with
But
pieces
the
I
thing
love.
is that you're
That's where I
thinking
struggle.
every inch of that needs to be covered. Really,
Not every inch,
every
but every
inch,
row
but-
needs to have something on it. So again, whatever's on there needs to be something you love.
Yeah, but it just based on when I see stuff like that, I'm thinking 3 to 5 pieces max on each shelf.
even so, think about that
Yeah,
though.
still
3
a
to 5
lot.
pieces max. Don't you really want to love it? Especially
Yes.
something you're
Yeah.
looking.
That's
a
why
big
I'm not rushing.
wall.
It's a huge wall. It's a statement wall. And then I also have floating shelves in the working pantry. And then like I have the study that has all those shelves. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah,
like,
that's a
it's
lot.
quite overwhelming. Like that house is so
and
huge.
there's so many.
There's so much.
The wall
The
space
walls.
is so big.
It's just expansive. And I'm just like, you know what? I'll just focus on getting my furniture that I want in here now. And then we'll decorate later.
Yeah, because the wall, even like the wall, like you don't want to overcrowd it.
I
for
don't.
Sure.
So I'm
But
very minimalist
You want
when
to
it comes to
have an
that.
idea. Do I want something really small on this wall?
Yeah.
Do I want like a sconce?
Oh
Like,
no, you can't
that kind of-
do. It's so big, nothing small. You have to do big,
Yeah.
big pieces.
But exactly, and it's just again deciding on those little factors before you even
Right.
go and go out to buy something.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
So
I think
I'm in
that's
no
what
rush.
the Pinterest, you can pull your ideas, and then once you have an idea and figure out, okay, yes, this is exactly what I want, then you go and pull your pieces. And
Yeah.
I think finding the pieces is the easy part. It's figuring out what you want is the hard part.
Yeah.
I think over the years you've done a good job with this because even I feel like your old house in McKinney was it took a long time for you to really get the pieces you wanted in there, but when you did, it was really cute. So
Yeah, well, I've made mistakes in the past where I'm just like, "Ugh, I need to put something on this wall, and I'll run out and go buy something. And then, like, 4 months later, I'm like, I hate this. I basically wasted my money. So now I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm
Yeah.
not rushing.
you shouldn't have
I'm not
to.
planning on moving again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and things change so often. I'm just like, I'm just going to chill and wait and just get a feel of the house and how everything feels before I even start making any of those decisions.
big decisions, just
I
get
think
all
my-
the immediate pieces that you
yeah,
need. Yeah.
like my main focus this upcoming week is working on my pantry, like getting all that, getting all that organized.
Did you already buy the pieces, and you just need to put them in?
No,
or?
that's what I'm going to be working on this week.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, enough about that. So, y'all have chokeholds?
Yeah, I just wanted to, because I know it's been a while, but Jonathan Majors, things aren't looking good for him. I think he got dropped by.
Update alert.
Yeah, he got dropped by his PR firm and his management
Management,
company, which is not a good look. And
Oh, that girl got a restraining order against him.
yes, the girlfriend got a restraining order, and supposedly there are other women who are also cooperating with the investigation, I guess, so they can establish
I
a
guess he had a
pattern for
history
him.
of assault.
Yeah.
He's really on the cancel culture train right now. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like he's
for
getting
sure.
canceled.
He's getting canceled, all right, but not. I wouldn't say.
I don't know. I don't know. For
It seems like everybody, he's like, it's
I
had
think-
his trial and he's been juried and
No.
he's guilty. That's
No,
how
no.
it feels with him losing so
But
much
I don't even
already.
see people even talking too much about him, though. But
no, I don't think as far as
see a lot
the
of
public
articles.
persona, I think maybe their PR firm or their management company knows stuff that maybe we don't, be like, ugh, this isn't worth the money. Versus, the work we have to put into
he was even
rehabilitate or whatever.
disinvited from the Met Gala.
Yeah, and he lost his army ads.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I mean, which
I think
the
there's
army
more
has their own.
behind the scenes than we probably even know, because if those other women are cooperating with the DA and stuff, they're definitely building a case against him.
So yeah, they're
I think that's
establishing.
crazy. I mean, I think it's obviously he did what he did. I do think I'm like, wow, like he really is getting.
But the
lot
thing
of
is,
slack
though,
for
we don't know what he really is behind closed doors. Maybe he is what
This
they're-
evil person.
that they're
Yeah, yeah.
saying that he is. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really can't defend.
I'm not defending it. I
Yeah,
just think
well,
it's,
yeah, you know.
because it's been a long time. Like I feel like to where, like, because there was a time like right after COVID and the quarantine where cancel culture was big.
Yes.
Like you made one mistake,
Yeah.
canceled.
You're canceled.
You're canceled. And I feel like he's in that moment right now.
Yeah, I think right now with Jonathan Majors, because he was at the uptick of his fame. I think if he was more rooted or had already had established,
Right.
he may have been able to get away with a little bit more. Because I was just thinking about, I just realized this, but Brad Pitt.
What about my baby, Brad Pitt?
Okay, so the whole reason why him and Angelina
Oh, yes.
broke up is because he assaulted her son.
son.
And
In the plane, right?
on the plane.
Yes.
And
Ooh,
she's
Pax
like,
or Maddox?
I think the oldest one.
Maddox.
I think the oldest one.
Her son. Their son?
Yeah,
Their son. He
it's theirs.
adopted.
He adopted them.
her three adopted.
Yeah.
He's
And he's an alcoholic, and it was
Yes.
like a known issue of his.
It was. Yes, I heard about
Yeah.
that. And
so, and I mean, he did have a hit to his what do you call it?
His career?
not to
Not-
his career, but
not
to
really.
His image?
his image.
not
correct.
really.
Not really, though.
And right now, he's definitely in a rehabilitation scenario right now. But like I said, because he's so established, I think
Yeah.
it didn't affect him as much as if this was, when he was first getting started, if that's something like that had happened. So I think there's a big difference. I just think where you are in your career will determine what consequences you suffer. Because once people are attached to you, it is really hard for someone to let go of.
Yeah,
that
like even
image.
like look how it went down with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Like he had his problematic issues, and it's like
Yeah.
everything was
Yeah, that's
swept
true.
under the rug with him. Oh, Jonathan, or Johnny, you're
Johnny.
not Johnny.
Yeah. So I just think it depends on the person.
Yeah, that's true. And I think because Amber Heard wasn't as popular, she
Right.
took
That's exactly
she
what-
was
yeah.
nailed
She
to the
took
cross.
she
Yeah.
took the brunt of it. So I think it comes down to how established you are will determine, or how beloved your work
Your
is.
star is yeah.
Yeah.
I did have one thing. I was going to talk about Jamie Foxx because we never mentioned it. And the thing is, no one really knows what really happened because no one has actually come out and confirmed this. But the rumor, or what I've heard or read, was that he apparently had a stroke.
I thought it was a stroke.
But it was never actually confirmed. Only one statement was put out, and it was by his daughter, and she said that he had a medical complication. They never actually confirmed it was a stroke, but that's what was being said. So we really don't know 100% what happened, but something did happen, and apparently now they're saying that he is alert. I really don't know what that means because that could mean a lot of things, but hopefully things are on the up and up because I love Jamie Foxx. Yeah.
Do you know that him and Katie Holmes were like together for a
Yes.
long time?
Yeah,
Did
girl,
you
where
know
you
that?
been?
I just thought that was because it was so random. I thought they were the most
They were
random
together
couple.
for years.
They were the
I
most
thought they
random
were messing
couple.
around because remember Jamie Foxx was really good friends with
I just thought it was such a random couple. That's
he
all.
was friends with the husband, Remember? I thought he was messing with her when they were
Maybe.
still together.
Maybe.
No, I don't think so.
Because they were
you
friends
don't know.
from way back. But as soon as her divorce is finally finished, so they had a whole weird divorce, right? Tom and Katie,
He's a weird
to where
man.
she couldn't do
He's a weird
anything for
man.
like so many years before she could actually do something or whatever. And as soon as that time had passed, that's when her and Jamie came out as a couple.
Even okay, so yeah, but even now we're talking about Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has had a pretty problematic.
He's another. He's crazy.
He's
Yes,
crazy.
He's crazy.
The things that came out about him, like the way he was like verbally assaulting the people on set,
Yes.
and it was like completely
Okay,
brushed
wait,
under the rug.
wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did hear that recording, and he got upset, but I think it was during COVID.
Yeah, it was during COVID.
But they said that was a typical reaction to anything
But he's
that does not
saying-
go his way.
No.
I
Honestly,
remember.
I can see why he was flipping out.
No. But here's the thing. Yes, why he flipped out, completely fine. But why does everybody have to be subjected to your temper? That's
I
not
don't
even involved in it.
I listened to the recording. Yes, it was yell, but he's just like, he was pretty much saying like, y'all had pretty much telling them. And I think wasn't just one person that broke the protocol. This was a repeated thing that was happening where they were breaking protocol. And he was just like,
They were gonna get the movie shut down or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
The movie
no,
shut
I think
down.
the reason
Wait,
why I
hold
think
on.
that was right.
hold on, let me finish.
Let her finish.
It's girl.
I was just saying, I understood
Girl,
this was like height of COVID. And
Maybe cuss her out.
like for real. So it's the height of COVID, and everyone has to wear masks and stuff like that. And he was just like, it took us, a lot to even get this movie greenlit to be able to do this, and you guys are breaking the protocols in place to keep people. COVID is serious. Keep people safe and being able to work. He goes like, everybody wants to get paid. This is everyone has bills to pay. Y'all being reckless with these rules means that the production gets shut down and no one gets paid, and you're putting people's livelihood in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So, are you
if you were
finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
all right, sorry. So let me ask you a question. If you were, say, it was your job, and your manager came out and was doing that on the floor, would you be okay with that? And you weren't the one breaking the protocol?
I mean, if I wasn't the one breaking the protocol, I'd be like,
And he was
"Ooh,
freaking out and yelling and cussing like that. You would be okay with that?
I would have been like, he ain't talking to me.
Girl,
so,
I'd be looking at him like, oh, he losing his mind.
I was like,
Oh
well, he ain't
my
talking to
God, what is going on? HR?
me. Yeah, I mean,
You there's a right way to handle a situation too.
correct, yes, but I'm just saying, like,
The reason why,
is it
can I
yelling?
finish?
Yeah, please let her finish.
Can I finish?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, there's a right way to handle things. And from my understanding, multiple people said that is not outside of his character, that he does it all the time. But yes, that one particular situation, was him being upset warranted? Yes. Was his reaction the best way to handle that? No.
I mean, he
No.
could have said all he said without cursing. And stuff
Exactly.
either. Like
Exactly.
he could have said, "Come on, y'all, guys, let's whatever."
Yeah, because like they said, that's how the man's crazy.
No, he is crazy.
He's
I mean, this
crazy.
is the same dude that was on Oprah's
Jumping
couch,
on Oprah's couch
jumping
because
up and
he
down
was in love.
So in love.
Yeah. So I'm like, the man's crazy. But yes, I did hear the recording, and I know it was about the COVID masks, but it was still, I think, an egocentric driven temper tantrum.
Yeah. Well, anyway, y'all have any? If there's no other chokeholds,
No, because mine's a little bit more serious. It was about Monica Aldama and from Cheer, and she actually had an issue where one of her athletes had come to her about a sexual assault that took place by one of the teammates, and apparently she brushed it under the rug and was telling her like, hey, if you don't say anything, if you don't bring this up, then I will help you get to another cheer squad. And then she went to campus police, same thing. They were like, this happens all the time, nothing's really going to come of it, you should probably just like relax. But I just think that it's happening more and more. I mean, it's always happened, but I think it's really messed up that somebody goes to authorities
Right.
for help, and it was completely like it didn't matter.
so who's she suing?
She's suing the coach.
Okay.
Yeah, and really,
would
I think
sue
she should
the
sue the
police.
school.
Me-
She should
yeah.
sue the school and
Yes.
the program.
Yes, that's what I was.
Yeah,
Gonna say.
and I think I haven't looked into exactly who all she's suing, but I know one of the people she named in the lawsuit was specifically Monica Aldama, and Yeah, I've heard. Girl, it was getting real juicy with that whole situation because one of the boys, Ladarius, he was coming out with a lot of stuff about the coaches, and he was pulling up receipts like text messages, videos, like
Wow.
to where you were seeing her at crazy, certain things happening on the team. That it was a whole thing.
So that happens quite often. But yeah.
But if you want to look that up, I would definitely look it up because it's a problem
Yeah, how
in
they
this
just
country.
try to cover up stuff.
And
yeah.
if you want to, because there's actually a documentary called Roll Red Roll on Netflix that completely highlights the problem that we have.
Wow. All right. Well, I guess we will just take a quick break and get into our main topic.
Yep, here we go.
And we are back. All right. So today, what's so funny, Janice?
Back.
Yeah, I'm not lying, but
I'm
I
telling
swear.
So today we did the podcast at my house, and every time we come to I just get good liquor. Not even liquor. It's just champagne. We did mimosas, but I will say, whatever brand I got, it was called like Sun Pop. I don't know. I'm feeling it.
It's really good.
No, honestly, we can't even get our thoughts together right now, so we're just gonna wing it.
We're gonna try.
I think we have a good topic this week. We're going to talk about just financial stability and just being in different stages of life, and how finances can affect us and where to start. Like, how do you start?
And
Yeah.
all of this started because, like I was telling you guys earlier, I spent the day with my mom, and we were shopping, and she's just a shopaholic. And I was telling her, I guess I said the wrong thing, and I said, I can't shop today, I'm broke. And she was like, why are you broke? And then she started asking me questions about my finances, and I did not have the answer she wanted.
Yeah.
And so I was just thinking, like, I really need to, because I'm 35 and 34, 35,
Wow.
34, 35. I'm ranging anywhere from 33 to 35.
Okay.
Depends on the day. Okay. So, but either way, I know at this point I really need to get my finances together. And one thing I know, for me, I'm the youngest one out of us three. And Jillian has always been good with money. Like, so frugal in the sense that, like, she'd rather see her money sitting in her bank account,
Yeah.
or in savings or something. I'd rather see my money in my closet or in my home or in my car. And it's a problem. I need to get better. So I know she hooked me up with a financial advisor. So I have an appointment on Monday. So I'm going to figure out my finances and how to really start saving for my future.
And I just wanted to say too, like, everyone's financial journey is different, looks different. And then I also learned not to compare yourself to others. Because I know, like, being the age you are, anywhere between, 33 and 35?
33 or
I know
35.
sometimes you look at other people and you just think to yourself, like, gosh, I should be here by now.
Yeah.
Because they're there. And
Yeah.
you really don't know where people are financially. Because we just had a discussion earlier, me and Janice and Jill, before we came on. And they look at me and think that I'm just doing great financially, but I'm doing better.
So you are.
I'm doing better. I'm okay. I am doing okay. But that's why I always say, don't
No.
judge.
I'm doing okay.
Don't judge
You're doing
people by what that you think, or it's a facade, right? Because there's been we are in a better financial situation now than we have in the. I lost my job, and we were okay.
Y'all built to what you're at now.
We'll be okay. But things was not always this way. And I think it's funny that when I told you, girl, we lived paycheck to paycheck before, you're just like shocked. And I'm like, I've come a long way.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. For me, it's just me. And, I know with Jillian, it's just her. So I think it's just for me, I thought probably at a younger age, I thought maybe I would have somebody I'm doing it with at this point. So it's not something I think about as often as I probably should, because I need to build for my future at this point, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. So I just still a little background. So I've been in banking since I was 24, 25. So I've been doing this for 15 years. When I tell people that you never know what someone's going through, no matter what they look on the outside, they could be driving the nice car or living in the big house. You do not know. So I always tell people, never be envious of someone just because they're in a nice house or driving a nice car. Just to
have
give you-
expensive clothes
or
or
have
Right.
expensive
shoes.
clothes. Just to let you know my background. So I have worked in the first bank I worked for was a second chance bank, which pretty much means that you could have had charge-offs or anything. We didn't run credit. As long as you didn't owe the bank I worked for money, you can open an account there. And the majority of those accounts, yes, those people did live paycheck to paycheck, and like every single time that their direct deposit hit, 9 times out of 10 their account was already negative, and so it got eaten up by their paycheck got eaten up by the negative balance, and that's how they made the bank made money, is through overdraft fees. And as soon as it hit, they had to go back into the negative to be able to pay all their bills. And then I switched over to a different kind of bank that is more it's a local bank.
Wasn't
but
it like a credit union at one point?
it was a credit union, but it converted to a bank before I started working there. So,
Okay.
So I've been a personal banker where I actually do open the accounts. I've worked customer service where I deal with everything possible with an account, and now I work in collections. And doing what I've done, I've seen people who come, make their pay all their bills, everything is cash, they're good, they're completely fine. And then working in collections, I've had people who are struggling with payments as low as maybe $1,000, but then you have people who are struggling whose mortgages are $4,000 or $5,000 and are living $1 million homes. It does not matter. Just because someone lives in a nice house does not mean they're not just like you, living paycheck to paycheck. And there are people who live in modest homes, maybe drive a beat up car, and have millions
Yeah.
in their bank account. And
Yeah.
that's just their, because some people, just like me, sometimes I like to have that security knowing the money's there. So if anything goes wrong, I have that security goes, I don't have to panic or be like, oh my God, how am I going to handle this? There are people who, when we had the ice storm, who said that I can't pay my mortgage this month because my water heater, my pipes burst, and I had to, come up with the money to be able to take it. They did not have enough money in reserve to take care of a $2,000-$3,000 emergency.
Right.
It completely wiped them out. They couldn't make their mortgage payment. So I always tell people, do not be envious, or don't feel like because you're not at a certain point that somehow you're a failure.
Right.
Because there are people who are quote unquote hitting the mark, but really
They're living the same exact way. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I feel like you're being a little hard on yourself. Like, no, you definitely need to work on your
finances.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. But don't be so hard on yourself. Doesn't matter how old you are. It's never too late to start.
Mm-hmm.
And your circumstances are different from a lot of other people. Right.
right.
So
Because that's what I'm saying. I feel like, and that's why I think I'm not going to try. I'm trying not to beat myself up too much, because I'm like, I feel like I have been making good money for a while, and I don't have as much to show for it as I feel like I should. And I feel like I've taken leaps and bounds from 5 or 6 years ago too.
Right.
5 or 6 years ago was much, much worse. But now I need to, and now that I've made those progresses in my life, and I'm not necessarily having a negative account balance or saying, oh, I can't go here because I have no money. And now I have it. But at the same time, now what am I doing to invest in my future?
Right.
Because again, right now it's just me. I don't know if it's going to be me in the foreseeable future, but I need to be able to take care of Janice.
And a lot of it too is just having the financial literacy, because not everyone is even
Yes,
educated on.
that's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
Is I don't know. I'm like, what else
And that's
is there except for a
okay.
savings account and
it's
a bank
okay.
account? But and then Jillian's mentioned it to me before, but she hasn't taken any time to sit down with me.
But
I mean,
are
I
you
can.
really open to listen?
And I probably wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably wasn't, because Jillian's told me about a Roth.
I've told her about IRAs or just investing in EFTs. Like it doesn't have to
What's
be
a Roth thing?
So that's for retirement.
But you can borrow
An IRA.
against, like, you can borrow against it without having a penalty. Like,
Okay.
so for really what I'm looking for is, like, if, just like you said, a $2,000-$3,000 emergency. Where would I pull from to take care of something like
your
that?
savings
Okay.
account, because you don't want to
Your
be pulling
savings.
from those things for something as simple as that would be
Well,
your
then I
savings.
need to build up my savings account.
Yeah. So that would be your first step.
Yes.
It's to
I mean,
build
it
up.
has a little money in there. It definitely don't have like 5,000. It definitely does not.
Okay, so yeah, that's where I would start first.
Wasn't there? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but wasn't this a saying at one point that you should always have at least 6 months living expenses in
Correct.
in savings?
Yeah, three to 6 months of living expenses. Now, this is just living
Like, if
expenses. So this doesn't have to be. This can be okay. I know I can pay my rent. I can make my car payment. That doesn't mean no extra frilly stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like as far as going out to eat
In
or
case
something.
you lose your job or something, you
Right.
have to, you know.
You have that security bank. It could be, I always tell people it's small, take small steps first. So it could be, hey, let me save $1,000 and have that set aside. So if you have an emergency, like say I had a flat tire, I have my $1,000 that I can use to get a new tire and not have to worry about, oh my God, I have to
Paying
wait till I
rent.
get paid to be able to make this payment or take care of this tire or have to take out a loan or put it on a credit card to be able to take care of that. Start there first. And then once you have that, I'm like, cool, I have my $1,000 emergency fund. Or you
Right.
you come up with the number. If
See,
it's
and that's
$500 or $1,000 or $1,500, you
And that's
decide what that is.
Pretty much what, like, I have I have emergency funds. Like,
Okay.
if something was to happen to I had like a blowout of my tire or something like that, I
Okay.
could go and take that money and pay for the tire. But I don't have like 2-3 months of rent saved up somewhere. I don't.
Okay, so then that would be your that
might
would be your next
first
step.
goal then, just to have that extra little cushion, right?
Right. So that is my first. So right now, my first step that I talked to the financial advisor
Right.
about is that I want to take, because when I left my last company, my 401k money is just sitting there. I was fully vested, so I get to take all the money, but it's just been sitting there, meaning it's not been getting additional investments. So then I'm like, okay, so I need to take that money and I need to put it somewhere so that money can start earning more money. And then from there, that's why I said I'm doing pretty good with at least setting money aside every check to start saving. But that's my first step, is to figure out the 401k stuff and get into some, put
Do you
that
have
money somewhere that's
401k
going to
now. You're with your company you're with now.
no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
So that's why I want to have him set up 2 different accounts. I want to take some of my money and put it in like one thing. And
So you
we'll
have
see.
so what he'll probably do is do a rollover IRA, so that the money that you have in your 401k, that's pre-tax money. So then he'll probably set up a separate account that is post-tax money, which is money that you've already paid taxes on, and you can invest it for retirement. You still can't withdraw until your retirement age without penalty, but once you pull the money out, that's tax-free money that you're getting, versus your 401k, which is pre-tax money. You get to put that money in pre-tax and you're not taxed on that, on those funds. But unfortunately, once you retire, that's when they start taxing you, is when you actually withdraw it. So that's a little different. So, I mean, you can do the rollover. I would do the rollover so that at least that money's making money whenever you do the rollover and do the investments. But then what you do is you have your $1,000 emergency or whatever you have right now. That's fine. You just keep that, and that is, hey, this is just in case of an emergency, such
Right.
as, you know, a one-off situation that's not part of your monthly expenses. Then what you would do is, and this is what I did and what helped me, was what you can do is I opened up a high yield savings account, which I use Ally, but there's other companies, other banks that have high yield checking accounts. Savings accounts, that I knew that, hey, every paycheck, I get paid twice a month. So I knew every paycheck, $50 was going into the high yield savings account, no matter what.
And that's kind of what I do. So that high yield savings account, that's basically like a normal savings account.
But I do Ally because it's online. There's no branches or anything like that. I don't have a debit card towards it. So it's a little bit harder to access. So I'm not tempted to dip into that money unless I really, really, really need it. And so it helps. 'Cause sometimes with that savings account, you get tempted to kind of pull from that. Like, well, I want to be able to do this. And you pull from it a little bit. You really have to think about it when it's an online high yield savings account, such as Ally. There's other ones out there, but you're less tempted because it takes a little bit more to actually do that transfer and do all that stuff. And usually my tax refund goes into that account as well. And so, and you earn way more interest than you do at, Chase or Bank of America. Their savings account, I think, is 0.05,
Yeah, it's
0.01,
nothing.
where Ally is paying 3 or 4%.
Well, maybe I'll do something like that because I know I have some like jewelry that my ex got me that I said I need to go ahead and just sell because it's like diamond rings. So I'm like, okay, I need to go and just sell them and take that money and just put it in put it somewhere where it's like just saving.
I think Credit Union of Texas, they have a pretty good savings account.
High yield.
Yeah.
I want that whatever you just said, high yield.
High yield. So you're looking
So-
at 3-4%.
Okay.
You can do, and if you wanted to make it even a little bit harder to get to, you can do CDs as well.
Yeah, I think I have like three diamond rings that just, and it's because it's sterling silver, they don't give you as much, but all the diamonds, they don't give you the money for the diamonds if you do it like a pawn shop. But then I was like, okay, well, because that's why I just have them sitting in there, because I'm like, well, what's the point? It's like costs a good amount of money and they're not giving me any money for it. So I was like, I might as well just keep the rings, but they sit in my little jewelry box.
You can just sell them yourself to someone. How much did you want to get for them?
Like $200-$300 a ring. I'm
Yeah,
not looking for a whole bunch.
Yeah, I would just put it up on a
So that's why I was
a
like-
Facebook Marketplace.
So I do $200-$300 per ring, and then and the reason why I know because Lakin goes to a specific little jewelry place in Addison that gave her a good amount of money for her jewelry. So I was like, well, maybe I can go and take those rings, sell them, and then whatever money there, use that to open up another savings account.
Yeah. And I agree with Jill. Do not, wherever, because, we don't have a debit card or anything for where our savings is because it's too easy to go and make it as hard as possible.
Ally?
I do
ALLI?
ALLY.
ALLY, y'all.
You've seen the commercials, but yeah, that's, like I said, I opened this a couple years ago. Because for me, my next step is, my goal is within the next 2 to 3 years is to have a house. So I want to be able to put down 20% and be able to furnish the house. If I need to do renovations, be able to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gearing up for, and that's my end goal. For me, I'm looking for opportunities to make, just not just having a singular income, but having multiple streams of income. That's what I'm focusing on, trying to figure out how to do that, and to be able to,
Me too.
that side hustle, be like, hey, this is money that I'm not going to live off. That money, that is money that I'm going to set aside for future big ticket things that I want in the future. So that's currently my next goal, and just figuring out how to get there.
I think that's what we need to start brainstorming. We need to have multiple streams of income.
Well, they say, so to be a true millionaire,
Yeah,
you should have 7 streams of income.
Oh, I thought it was 5, but yeah. You have to have.
I think it was 7.
It could be. But
And even if it's 5. But even
yeah.
right now, I have 1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and do you consider like stock investments stream of income?
You do have, so when you get your returns on your investments, that's another stream of income.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I need to do that. But I'm not trying to buy a house until, like, I think that's what I'm saying. I need to figure out now. So by the time I turn 40, I can go buy a house. But I'm not in any rush to buy a house right now.
So yeah, because I'm turning 40 this year. So my goal is that, okay, next 2-3 years, by the time I'm 65, I want to be able to be like, if not have my house paid off, but pretty close to having my house paid off. That's my end goal. Because when I retire, I want to be able to live in a house and just worry about paying insurance and taxes on it, and just sell it and be a nomad and live anywhere I want to.
Now, I was about to say, now I was going to ask you, I know that, we talked about it because obviously our mom is building a house in Jamaica, which is why she's visiting. But would you retire somewhere other than America and live there?
I am 100%.
I am
not retiring
100%.
here.
Just the way things are going. Yeah. 100%.
I think, if y'all left, I would leave.
Yeah. I would go and be a beach bum.
I would
and
retire in another country. Mm-hmm.
Do you think it would be
Absolutely.
Jamaica?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? What would you think?
A different island, maybe.
Do you have any ideas?
I don't know. I haven't really thought too much into it. Now, I would probably want to have property in Jamaica, sure, but I don't think I would want to retire there. But I definitely could see myself retiring in another island.
Okay. All right. Well, that's just all the things I was thinking about when it came to my investments in my future. So, I know I want to buy a house, but right now, first things first, I need to figure out my savings. I need to be more conscious of where I'm putting my money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think, like I said in the beginning, is we all have to go at our own pace. So what's right for you may not be right for someone else. So I always tell people, what are your goals? When do you want, I mean, it's not even when you want to say, okay, what's a realistic steps you think you can take to be able to meet those goals?
Yeah.
And once you come up with the plan, it's just executing the plan. Because I think a lot of people feel like, okay, well, I want to do this and this, but you don't actually make actionable steps to be able to get to that goal. And I think that's where a lot of people get caught up. And now Janice and I are millennials. Stacey's a Gen Xer, but for anyone who's listening who's maybe Gen Z or younger, hell, I say even if you're in high school.
Okay, I'm barely a what?
You're Gen X.
What's the years?
I think Jillian's barely a millennial.
I was almost born in the 80s, y'all. Come on.
Yeah, so I'm
old.
considered an older millennial. You're a younger
They
Gen
actually
Xer.
have they said a new name for your, because I think it's like
It's
80,
Zennial.
80
It's
like
like Zennials or
81 to like 84. They have like it's like because
it's like
you have
70s.
a lot of Gen X stuff, and then you also have a lot of millennials. So
We're called Zennials. So it's like
Zennial.
77 to like 80
Weird.
something.
Zennial.
I would
So
fall
it's-
under that.
yeah.
Weird.
So
The
she,
late 70s,
Stacey-
early 80s.
Yeah. So yeah, late 70s, early 80s were in a good little mix between
And
those
at this
two.
point, I don't want to be a Gen Z or like
You're not.
Yeah, you're
like I
definitely
wouldn't
not.
want to be.
You're not even close.
Like,
So yeah.
Whoa, I am kind of close.
So yeah,
It's like 91.
the longer I said the
91?
senior.
No, let me look it up.
Okay, Janice.
I'm just saying I'm close.
You're as young as you feel, honey. You could be
you're not that
whatever
young.
you want to be.
But I'm fucking 29.
Okay.
But yeah, so I say the earlier you can start, the better. One of the things is I've always said that this is something that I've always wanted to do was, I know when it comes to education, I always felt like I would be really good at teaching high school and teaching financial literacy in high school for juniors and seniors so that you know what it means to do your taxes, investments,
Oh yes,
mortgages, car
they need
loans,
that. Yes.
balancing your checkbook, doing a budget, doing all of those things. Those are things that I know a lot of like stuff that even I did. I did like home ec and learning how to cook and sew. And
They don't do all that anymore.
They don't do that anymore. And I think those are things that we need to really prepare people for the next step in their life. So that means
The questions that Kiera asks me sometimes, I'm like, seriously? Like, they don't, I don't know. When it comes to stuff like that, they really
they're teaching to take tests. They're not teaching life skills anymore. That's what I think.
You know, because when we were younger, I remember that in 4th grade when they took us to enterprise merchandise or something like that.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
basically like where it was a whole section in school where in like
It's a
history
place-
class or government class or one of the two.
I totally remember
they
this.
They teach you how to balance a checkbook. They teach you how to balance like to budget money.
Yeah, they don't do that
and
anymore.
then you would go to this place and it was basically like this mini store or
Mini
like this
town.
mini town to where like basically you have this amount of money and you need to do certain things for your lifestyle. And so like, what do you want to buy here? What do you want to buy here? But as you're purchasing, you should be balancing your checkbook and all of that. It's so crazy because
Yeah.
that kind of stuff does not happen.
That was in elementary school, so it's in a little town. So you do
I loved it.
shifts where and
You were working,
and it
yeah.
would be more than one school would be there. So you have a day where you would all go there and you would work shifts. So like you have a job,
like a job.
And so what if that's working at a convenience store? So you would have somebody who actually is the cashier, who does the books or whatever, and then you rotate where you're the consumer and you go and you buy stuff. with the
Yeah,
money you earn.
it was really fun.
And you go to the bank and you deposit your check, and you have kids who actually work at the bank and does all that.
But think
stuff.
about that.
It's a lot of fun.
You're teaching those kids that in 4th grade.
Yeah.
So 10.
life skills. I mean, these kids don't have life skills
Nowadays,
anymore. No, they
kids are
don't.
like,
They're so
what,
dumb.
what do you mean you're not going to give me money?
Yeah,
What? Like,
yeah. Kids are different nowadays.
They are very different.
yeah. So, but either way, I think it's something where for me, I'm the youngest one at this table, but I'm not young.
I don't know why you keep saying
I'm
that.
not young. Well, I'm just saying because I feel like you guys have it way more together. But it's probably because
We are older.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. For me, it's like I'm really starting to figure out like I need to get it together. And doesn't matter if you're 18, 21, 25, 27.
51.
51.
Yeah.
If you haven't
Doesn't matter.
touched a dime, like you haven't saved anything, start saving now.
Yeah. And like I said, don't be too hard on yourself. You know,
you.
I've been there, probably worse than where you've ever been. So it can get better.
Okay, good.
And any last words, Joe?
No,
We're
I'm
gonna
good.
go ahead and wrap up and get out of here. And we will talk to y'all next week.
Next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the platform you're listening on and leave us a review.
We want to support local businesses, so if you'd like us to shout out your business, or if you have a topic suggestion, or even questions for our QA section, we want to hear from you. So reach out to us at letmefinish@gmail.com.
You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Let Me Finish. Don't forget that the E in me is the number 3. You can find me at New Jillian Houdis on Instagram. Stacy, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Mrs. Cams01. I'm also on TikTok, Mrs. Cams01, MRSKAMS01.
And Janice, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Uniquely Janice, and Facebook and TikTok, I'm just Janice Housen.
Okay. See you next week.
See you next week.
See you guys then.